and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we give you a quick look at what's going on in our city. I'm Lindsay Paris, and this week, Made in Haverhill is back with a tour of Cedar's Foods, and Buttonwoods has a new group that's giving the museum a whole fresh spin. But first, in 2015, the Mass Development Agency awarded Haverhill a Transformative Development Initiative Fellow, Noah Koretz, to help spur revitalization plans for the Merrimack Street District. Over the past year, Koretz has worked extensively with community members to create a sustainable vision for the eastern half of downtown. The Journal walked Merrimack Street with Koretz to learn more about these upcoming initiatives.
My name is Noah Koretz. I work for Mass Development. We're the state's economic development finance agency. We're a quasi-public agency. And we have a new program. This is the second year of the program called Transformative Development Initiative. And what we're really looking at is how Merrimack Street can be better designed, how certain parcels can be redeveloped and reactivated so that Merrimack Street has a very good downtown pedestrian-oriented feel and connects better to Washington Street and the other half of downtown. In economic development planning, we use the term 18-hour economy. So you want to have the city be vibrant and alive for 18 hours a day, which means businesses, offices, residents, really multi-use downtown, and we really want to help us reestablish Haverhill as the downtown center for both the city and the areas around the city. Harbor Place in a lot of ways is the linchpin of what we're working on. It's hopefully the spark that sort of leads to some other revitalization efforts that we're looking at. And a couple of elements are really important in terms of what we're trying to do in the rest of the district. One is establishing the precedent of connecting the street level on Merrimack Street with the top of the boardwalk that's being built. To create river access and reopen the downtown to the river. And then the second is UMass Lowell. We're working with them now on how they're going to program that space. And that's going to be a huge asset to the area, both in terms of bringing new people into the area, pedestrians, bringing people down here to spend money at local businesses and walk around downtown. One of the sort of key real estate assets in the city in this area is the Goki deck and the surrounding parcels, parking parcels owned by the city. It's almost 4 acres of contiguous land. And one of the things we want to help the city with is to develop a long-term strategy about how to redevelop some of this land, how to modernize parking and bring more development onto some of the parcels that are underutilized right now. We're also working on just trying to get better street life downtown in general. So one of the things we just applied for was an Art Place America grant, where we applied for some money to do creative lighting and public art in alleyways and small spaces throughout the downtown, which includes up near Washington Street and Wingate Street, and also down here where, behind me you can see them working on the boardwalk. A huge portion of what we're working on is community outreach. One of the goals of our program is to sort of widen the net of people that are involved in downtown revitalization. And I've been networking and trying to meet as many people in Haverhill as possible. I'm always interested in hearing from people who have had ideas. So I encourage everyone to participate, come to our next meeting, reach out to me at any time. And we actually have a website right now that we're using as a part of our public outreach tools for the planning study specifically, but it's also a good way to reach out about anything we're working on. And the website address for that is courb.co/Haverhill. And that's a great way to reach out and to receive updates on what we're working on. The urban design study that we're doing with UTIL is designed to be phased in over time. So we're looking out over maybe a 15-year period, but we're trying to create sort of line items for us to work on all throughout that time. So we'll have immediately actionable items in that plan all the way out to a 15-year build-out.
Visit courbanize.com/Haverhill-TDI to keep abreast of the latest TDI updates and contribute your comments and ideas in the community forum section. Cedar's Mediterranean Foods is one of the top-selling hummus brands in the United States. But did you know that all of their products are made right here in Haverhill? On our latest installment of Made in Haverhill, where we go behind the scenes at some of the city's most fascinating manufacturing operations, we're visiting Cedar's Ward Hill location to watch the making of this popular snack. Of the many great products manufactured in Haverhill, one of the yummiest is Cedar's Mediterranean Foods. which has been churning out a delicious range of products for over 30 years.
Cedar's Mediterranean Foods was founded in 1981 by Abraham Hanna and Layla Hanna. Layla was making the Cedar's hummus in her kitchen in Salem, New Hampshire. Market Basket, Demula's chain here in the Merrimack Valley, is really what got Cedar started. Cedar's has been in Haverhill for a good portion of 20+ years. Currently, we employ almost 550 employees. I've been here with the company for 15 years, and I think during my first year here, we had approximately 35. In 2004, we purchased about 7 acres on the other side of the Ward Hill Business Park and built an 87,000 square foot manufacturing and distribution facility.
Quality Control Director Shelley Brown and I went behind the scenes to learn about the hummus making process.
So we're in the start of our process for making hummus. We receive bags of chickpeas that come into us dehydrated. These are all domestically grown. They're grown in Washington and Oregon. So from here, they go to a weighing station where we will put them into a chickpea conveyor where they're cleaned and processed.
So from the tote, it goes into our cleaning area, our cleaning conveyor belt, where it's cleaned of stones and sticks. And from there, it'll get processed into a tote, where then we will add water to rehydrate the beans. The tote is then filled 3/4 of the way, and then water is added to rehydrate. It sits here for 12 hours, and then it is processed in our retort. So after they're hydrated, the water is drained, and then it is put into our carts. So the beans are now going into our retort unit. Once they're done cooking in our retort unit, they are then placed out on the racks, waiting to be processed in our blending tanks. They're very mushy, and they're ready to make hummus. From there, they'll go up our conveyor belt where they'll be weighed for chickpea, oil, water, and tahini, which is the basis of all hummus. Once the chickpeas, oil, and water are mixed, it will then come into our tahini, where the pump will then take the amount of tahini out of the drum and then put it into our blend surge tank.
This is our spice room. Cedar's makes a variety of different flavors of hummus, and each one of them has a special spice pack that we use to make the flavors that you enjoy. All of our employees are trained on recipes and understanding and how to weigh them out. Our hummus all contains sea salt. It also contains cumin. It contains varieties of different spices that allow us to make different flavors. And from here it goes from our spice room into our blending area, which is used to process our hummus.
It then goes into our blending tank, where we add our spices that we saw earlier, and from there it will mix for about 30 to 40 minutes, and from there it will go into our pasteurizing system.
After blending, we pasteurize the product in the pasteurizing machine.
So from the pasteurizer, it comes into our pasteurizing tank, where it's then going to go into our process and filling area. This is a clean room. The tanks have clean air, and they also have ultraviolet light to allow the headspace to not have any bacteria. So basically, this is a clean room. So from the pasteurizing tanks, it will come above us into the piping, and from there we'll go into our filler unit. Our filler units are self-contained. They have clean air, and they also are sanitized and clean every time we use them. They will then go and they'll come out, they'll be all sealed, and this is where we'll put our labels.
Okay.
And the size of the container and what type of hummus it is.
Okay. So from here it just goes off to be shipped.
Yep, and then from here though, it goes to our consumers and they enjoy their hummus.
Cedar's products can be found today from northern Maine to southern California. We are in almost every major market. We've experienced a double-digit growth for the last 15 to 20 years. I would just like to thank you guys for coming out and visiting us today, taking a tour of our facility. The facility has come a long ways in the last 20, 25 years.
From the Hannah's home kitchen to nationwide distribution, theirs is quite a story. And the next time you pick up one of Cedar's fine products, remember, they were all made right here in Haverhill. All of Cedar's excellent products can be found in local supermarkets, and a special thanks to the Cedars team for having us in. If I say the words Buttonwoods Museum, Do you think of a place reserved for history buffs and school field trips? Well, lately it is much more than that, thanks to Buttonwoods Unbuttoned, the group of 20 and 30-somethings that are bringing in a fresh perspective. Unbuttoned and local music collaborative Heaventown Haverhill joined together on a recent Saturday, turning the Buttonwoods into an artistic and musical hub for the evening.
At Heaventown, we're just trying to create a kind of environment where people come out and play music and be appreciated. Tonight is our first arts band show. We usually just do like music acts, but this time we invited some different artists from all around New England to come show their art. It's kind of like a visual and audio feast. We started off with Paris and Angela, who help us out with Heaventown. Right now, we have the Peach Bits from Manchester. After that, the Grebes from Manchester. Peanut Brittle, she's actually one of the artists here tonight. Huna and Alexandru Sabot.
I found out about Heaventown through Alexandru, and so we got together. We've been doing a couple of set designs every month or every 2 months, and it's been a lot of fun. So this is the first time that we've hosted a art component to it, and having a mixture of the music and art crowd is really, I think that's what made this particular event most popular.
We're kind of putting the word out there. We're looking for different places in Haverhill where we might have another event. And yeah, Kaylee was really nice. Kaylee's one of the curators here, I guess.
We were trying to find venues. It's been a challenge finding a good entertainment space in Haverhill, and you know, I met Kaylee a few times and I asked her, you know, what her thoughts were on kind of combining forces. I know that they want to get the millennials in for Buttonwoods, and that's, you know, our major demographic. We asked around a bunch of friends, and people were just volunteering left and right. Hey, can we perform for you? Can we sell some artwork? There's so many people that wanted to be involved.
We're just gonna try to keep doing this as long as we can. It's all volunteer based, so as long as people want to keep coming and playing here, then we'll keep doing it.
Next up for Unbuttoned is game night on March 24th at 7 p.m. at the museum. If you're interested in helping plan more upcoming Unbuttoned events, email Kaylee at kpare@buttonwoods.org to get more info. It's that time of year again when Haverhill citizens come together to discuss Haverhill's progress and possibilities. Possible Dreams 2016, being held Monday, March 14th, is an evening of community engagement and lively discussion about making Haverhill and each of its neighborhoods a great place to live. This year's theme is Building Community Through Neighborhoods. Again, Possible Dreams is being held Monday, March 14th, starting at 7 p.m. at NECC's HeartLab Technology Center. Register online at teamhaverhill.org. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 978-372-8070 or email info@haverhillcommunitytv.org. Don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our YouTube channel, HCTV Haverhill. And that's what's happening in Haverhill the week of March 10th. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll see you next time.